Okay, so for those of you that need to know how to make the acrylic part of the NFC tag, I'm going to show you how to do that. This is in Inkscape, designed in Inkscape. So we're going to kind of recreate these steps on how to make those. So I'm going to go to File and open up a new file in Inkscape. And I'm going to come over here to my shape tools and I'm going to grab a rectangle tool. So I'm going to draw out a rectangle here. And I'm going to go back to my selector tool and I want my rectangle to be in inches. So I'm going to change my measurement and I want my NFC swag tag to be 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches for my base here. Here we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. I'm going to remember I'm going to need a top layer and a bottom layer. So you can right click or 2 fingers if you're on a trackpad to duplicate. And I'm going to change the color of my top layer just so I can keep them apart. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to grab a circle from the shape tools again. I'm going to make a quick circle and then go back to my selector so I can look at it. And for my circle, I want it to be 1/2 inch wide and 1/2 inch tall. There it is. Okay, and then I'm going to change colors just so we can kind of keep an eye on what we're doing. All right, and then I'm going to duplicate this circle as well. So that is a right click or 2 fingers if you're on a trackpad. Sorry. There we go. I'm moving it off. There we are. And I'm going to go ahead and lock this shape so that I can change just one dimension. It'll change them both. And I'm going to make this one just 1/4 inch. And again, change the color. I'm going to make that one a nice dark blue. All right. So for the back part of our tag here, the bottom layer, I'm going to move my circle here, the one that was 1/2 inch, to just meet the top and center of the tag. And if your snapping tool enabled, you can do them and move it down just a little bit so they intersect. Right, and now selecting the circle and then also selecting the rectangle. So both shapes are selected. I'm going to go to Path and I'm going to union my shapes. And so that what that did is make one nice piece for us there. And then I'm going to go to that smaller circle and using the guidelines, I'm going to move it on down. Then I'm just going to fine tune with my arrow keys on my keyboard to move it up to the space where I want it to be. Let me look. That looks good. That's going to become my hole. So now I'm going to select both shapes, the small circle and then that rectangle. And this time I'm going to go to Path and I'm going to choose Difference. Okay, so that's our back panel. This is going to be my top panel if you're going to make that 2-layered kind of design. The other thing I need is another circle. I'm going to drag one out here, go back to select it, and this circle I'm going to unlock since we want it to be round. And we're going to make it 1.25 inch, 1.25 by 1.25. All right, and so this time we don't want to join or combine those because we want, this is going to be, this kind of represents my NFC tag, and I'm going to engrave that in that bottom spot so then I can stick my NFC tag in there, and then I'll cover it up with this top piece. Okay, now the next thing you need to do is just decide kind of whatever logo you might want or design for the top of your tag. And so for this example, I'm going to go back and use the YouTube one that I made. So I'm going to open up Chrome here, and you're just looking for any design, logo, image you might want, and you're going to right click on that image so you can copy it. I've got mine copied. I'm going to go back to my Inkscape file here, and I'm going to just paste it in. And then I need to make this PNG image into a bitmap. So I'm going to go to Path. I'm going to trace my bitmap. There it is. The default looks fine. I'm going to apply it. So I'm going to keep my new image, throw away the other one. There it is. And I'm going to kind of align that up here in the center of my top image. Okay, there it is. And so for this one, I would want to cut this top piece and cut that image out of it. And then I could put this YouTube logo in red acrylic, and the rest of my top piece I would put in that white acrylic in there. So we're ready to go to Glowforge. So I'm going to File. I'm going to save these as, and I'm going to call them the NFC template. I did that already, so it's going to ask me if I want to replace it. I'll just say yes so that you can see it. So I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to go back to my Glowforge software, app.glowforge.com, and I'm going to go to Create, and I'm going to say I want to create a new design, upload from a file. I'm going to upload that NFC template. It's going to process it for me. There we go. I'm going to move it over onto my acrylic that doesn't have anything cut out of it yet. There it is. So I'm going to change these guys to cut. That one stays engraved. That's where your NFC tag is going to go. And the others are going to be cut as well. There we go. So you'll see here that for this piece, you're going to want to cut this one, your top piece, twice. One from your background color, and then once from whatever color that you want to put in there for your inlay. And then you would just put those together with a little bit of glue to adhere them. And that is how you make your acrylic parts for your NFC swag tags.